All right. Hey, this is Patrick with Your Faith Farms. Thank you for tuning in. We are recording this broadcast so we can give everybody just a chance to log in. Again, welcome to our channel, Your Faith Farms. Today's topic, $50,000 worth of information for beginning farmers. That's right, $50,000 worth of information. So we can give everybody a chance to log on. Not a hype session, but a session full of facts. So welcome again to Your Faith Farms. And today we're going to give information, and enough information that I believe values $50,000 worth of information. This is not no get rich, we don't do that kind of stuff. We're going to share our true wisdom on what we have done at Your Faith Farms. For those that do not know our story, we are at year number 6 of leaving a subdivision with a 30-foot yard to living on 31 acres. And so we stepped out on faith, and thus our farm name is Your Faith Farms. So today I'm going to share information on what is needed and necessary for beginning and new farmers. So please share, please tune in with us, and we're going to give the information so that you will be successful at click, subscribe, share, and hit notification. So I'm going to get right into it. We are recording this so others will be able to see it later on. But if you are out there and you are considering purchasing a farm, there are some facts that you just need to know. And I'm going to share those facts with you today. And please share them with others along the way. The student farmer is trying to get into it. Say hi.
Sup?
Okay, let me go and finish.
Live?
Yes, it's live.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So a couple things that you need to know for sure. If you have farmland already, this is beneficial to you. If you are considering buying farmland, this is also very needed for you to watch this video today. So let me go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen. And as I share my screen, I'm going to okay. So to start, looking for land. Okay, so there's many websites out there when you're looking for land. I'm going to give you one. It's landandfarm.com. That's landandfarm.com. So once land and farm comes up, you can search for properties all across the country. Okay, you can search for properties all around the country. A couple of things that you want to do when you get to the website to narrow your search and to help you, I'm going to make it just a little larger there. Okay, a couple of things you want to do right in here where it says buy and sell rural land all across America. So what you want to do is you kind of want to know already where you want to live. Do you want to live close to the city so you can still have some of the amenities? Do you want to live further away from the city so that you can have the peace and quiet? Do you want a combination of the two? Or do you want something totally different? Do you want land that you just hunt on? Do you want land that you raise food on? You want land that your family's going to move to? Whatever you decide, this is a good site to go to so you can see what the price point in that area is for that said kind of land. So some people, want to have the amenities of being close to the city, but still having the farm. We have an ideal situation where we are. We're about 15 minutes from Atlanta's airport, about 18 minutes from downtown. We can get to all the highways that surround Atlanta. So we're in an ideal situation. So for you to find what's going to be ideal for you, this is what I want you to do. You go to landandfarm.com. Right here in the search engine, you're going to type in your zip code that you prefer, the zip code that you want to live. You want to find a farm in that particular zip code. So I know I'm in the 30213 zip code. So I'm going to put it in there. But before I hit search, I'm going to come over I'm gonna put in a price point. So when families come down to meet with me and they're talking about farmland, I always ask them, like, give me your ballpark figure. Like, it's no reason for us to go look at $1 million farm if we've only been approved for $250,000. Like, don't do it. If you know that you've been approved for 500, 600,000, that's fine. Here's a nugget that you want to know. After you get past right about 10 acres, every group of 10 after that is a whole different set of equipment. Okay. The kind of equipment that you can use on a 10-acre farm is not the same size equipment that you're going to use on a 20-acre farm. Okay. The size of equipment and the amount of equipment for 20 acres is not the same as 30, 40, and 50. So you may be approved for 50 acres, but are you ready to manage 50 acres? Especially for people like myself and the people who associate with me. We're coming from subdivision. We're stepping out on faith. We want to farm. We want to feed our families better. You don't want to go from a 30-foot yard house to 400 acres. Okay. So we don't want to get outside of our scope to handle what we now can get. So you go to land and farm. You're going to put your price in. So if you know you've been approved for $300,000, then I'll put in here as my minimum. I want to go right about 200,000, and then I'll take it all the way up to about 400,000. Okay, so that gives us about $200,000 to play with. So that's negotiating room, etc. Then in the acres, so if you know that you only want to grow a garden, okay, so you might look for a 3 to 5 acre farm, because if you only want a garden, you don't want to 5 to that 8 to 12 acres. You want to get up to 10 to 20 acres. So depending on what you want to do in your farm, then that's the acreage that you want to look for as well. So let's say we have someone that wants to do vegetables, they want to do chicken, and they want to do maybe 1 or 2 cows, 1 or 2 sheep or goats, etc. So I'm going to go with them. We're going to do a minimum of a 10-acre farm. Okay. And then we're going to maximize ourselves right about 25 acres. Okay, so we have a 10-acre minimum, max 25. Our price point $20,000 to $400,000, and I'm looking in the 30213 area. So now we're going to go ahead and apply, and we're going to hit search, and we're going to see what it brings back for us to hit our numbers. And instantly, here comes some property coming up. Okay. And so when it comes up, don't get super excited, right? So like this one only gave you 5 searches. That's fine. You can go through those 5 searches, right? But also you can come up to where now it gives you more filters. Okay. So when it gives you more filters, you can kind of really drill down in there, right? Does it have to have a house on it, right? So we can go back to more filters. We have to have a house. Okay. So we can say yes on that. Okay. Then it gives you the property types, because it's going to show you land that just is clear land. But now, because we said house, it's going to now give us houses. So now we're going to search again. Okay, $200,000 to $400,000, minimum of 10 acres, and now it gave us 1 search. So now I'm going to click on this particular property. This one says a 17-acre property, and this is live, you all. So this is real. This is not data, that's old. So this is real live. We can get in the car right now and go see this. Okay, so this particular farm that we found now is 17 acres. It's in Fulton County, which is the county of the zip code that I put in. They want $390,000 for it. It's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. Okay, so if you're a family of 10, this might not work, right? But if you're a beginning family, a small family, it's 17 acres. That's a nice size property. Okay, so now we want to go down, and there's some key things that you want to look for. It's an active listing. Okay. The property type says residential land. Okay. So in your particular area that you live in, you have to look at the zoning. You don't want to go buy 30 acres and you're excited, and then you find out the zoning is only for commercial. All right. And they were planning for a subdivision. And the reason people didn't buy it is because it was previously a waste field or something. So you want to do a little research before you just jump out there because you can afford it. So this one says residential land. So in your area, you need to find out what are the restrictions for residential land. Okay. Irrigated? No. Is there a residence? Residence, it says yes. Now look at the description. Super investment property located in South Fulton, only minutes from I-85, shopping, dining. So much potential to be your dream house located on 17 acres. The estate has barns. Keyword. Okay. So now if I'm doing chickens, if I'm doing horses, if I have a tractor, I got barns, and it's plural. Oversized garage. Okay. That's another structure on the property. Property with 2 drive-in doors and an area for a huge bonus room. Okay, so it's a 2-bedroom, but now we know it has a huge bonus room, so you can divide that in half. Now you got a 4-bedroom possibly. Okay, if you're an investor looking to develop a subdivision, this would be the perfect location. Okay, so that means they've been kind of shopping it around a little bit. The land is flat and would be suitable. Please call for more information. Okay, now then you get what you call a satellite view, right? So you can click on the satellite view, you can drill down in there, you can drill up and just see, right? So now I'm getting in there. So look, you can clearly see, look at all that pasture right there. Okay, here's the structure right there. Okay, then you want to look around. You can move around. There's like another farm. I see a little water right there. I see a road, doesn't look like a gravel road. And then if you come back out, I saw a subdivision here. See that? Then I see a school right here. So it's close to a school, close to a subdivision. So you can see there's going to be some more amenities there, grocery store, etc. So the first step, if you're looking for a farm, this is a good site to start when you're looking for a farm. That's landandfarm.com. That's landandfarm.com. Now, we're going to fast forward. You're on Land and Farm for a couple of weeks. You found an ideal farm. You and your realtor have begun negotiating, and you're getting close to your closing, and now you have closed. Congratulations. Now you own land. You know, you own a piece of the earth. Congratulations. Now, what's next? Okay, because you'll hear people say, oh man, there's grants out there from farmers. You know, there's money that you can get. That's true, but there's a lot of people trying to get it, and it's not a guarantee. Okay, so what I'm sharing with you are things that it doesn't matter. You can get these things for your farm. Okay, so now you know you're a land and farm. We've closed. We're excited. What's next, Patrick? What do we do now? My family is in the U-Haul. We unloaded it. We're at our new farm. We have nothing other than land and a house. Okay, what's next? So what you want to do then is you're going to go to your farm service agency. So that's farm service agency. Okay. Short for FSA. Okay. And you'll see it's fsa.usda.gov. So we're going to click on that. The reason that you're going to the farm service agency is because you need your farm track number. Okay, and that's farm track. That's TRACT, track, your farm track number. What that's going to do with these scenarios, if the farm that you found on Land and Farm is zone agriculture, okay, in my area, that's agriculture is AG1, okay, that means that it was probably a pre-existing farm, so it had a farm track number. The previous owners might have done livestock on it. And as a nugget, you really want to buy a property that was a previous farm, because a lot of the infrastructure you won't have to go right in. So like when I read that last description, it had a barn. I don't have to, even if the barn needs some repair, the structure is there, I can repair a barn. Okay. If there's perimeter fencing and paddocks, which are fencing inside of the perimeter, if there's fencing there, that's a plus. That's fencing you don't have to do. If there's irrigation, there's irrigation that you don't have to do. If there's a greenhouse, that's a green. If there's a well already, so there's certain things that you want to find on a farm, and that's why, in my humble recommendation, it's better to go and purchase a pre-established farm or an older farm instead of trying to do everything yourself, because the capital can get out of control. Now, for all the sisters out there and the brothers, you might not find that subdivision, 3,200 square feet, all the creature features. You might have to do a little work to your home, but what you're going to save along the way, because now you'll be able to get your farm into profit mode faster because a lot of that capital for infrastructure is not there. So at the fsa.usda.gov, what you really are doing here, you're just trying to find the office to contact for your farm that you just purchased through Land and Farm. So we can go state offices, okay? And it's going to show you every state in the United States of America. And so I'll just show you mine. So I'll go down to Georgia. Okay, so now I've gotten to Georgia. It says, welcome to Georgia. Okay, and then I want to go directly to my office. So it says locate. I just scroll down towards the middle. Okay, I go down and it says locate your local USDA center, service center. Okay, and so now I went from the state side. Now it's getting me down to the local side. So it shows me Georgia regions. And if you're like me, I don't even know what my county looks like, right? But I think it's this one right here. I'm in Fulton County. So I know I'm in down to the county. Okay, so I'm in Fulton County. All right, so I went to the Farm Service Agency. That's fsa.usda.gov. And I'm trying to find my Farm Service Agency's phone number, okay? I found out that I was in North Georgia, then Fulton County. And so from there, here are the options. So it's telling me that serving Fulton County, my Farm Service Center is in Carroll County, and this is the information. For the FSA track number, TRACT, this is all you need is this phone number. This is extremely important because nothing else pretty much moves if you don't have this farm track number. And the farm track number is probably already assigned to that farm, especially if it's a pre-existing farm. So they're going to give you a number, give you 5 digits, 7 digits. You just have to show your deed, show proof of ownership, and then you have your farm track number. This puts you in line for the grants along the way. But if you have not done this step, you can apply for grants all you want. If they are government grants and they're with the USDA, if you have not done this step, you're wasting your time. So the farm track number is free to get, you all. They might charge you a notary fee or something at some point, but it's free to get your farm track number. Now, there are many farmers out there that I know that have been farming for a few years, and they don't know about this. Nobody shared it. Nobody shared it with me. This is trial and error. And I got to some points and I was like, where's your farm track number? And I was like, what is that, right? And so I want you to get a leg up and get this information with the farm track number. So just to make sure we know what we're doing, I'm going to go back to home. And I'm going to assume that one of my subscribers out there lives in Kansas. So we can go to Kansas, okay? And then we have the Kansas counties. And you know what? My sister actually went to college in Kansas. So I don't remember. I know Jefferson is near Jefferson City. I'm just going to pick one. We're going to pick Harvey County in Kansas. So if you're out there in your Harvey County, I found it for you. So Harvey County, Kansas, here's your FSA Service Center, and it's right there on Spencer Road. Okay, so it's just that simple to find your farm track number. Okay, so now let's recap. You called me, hey, Patrick, we want to find a farm. And I literally just had a phone call like that. We want to find a farm. We're moving from our subdivision, and we're ready for our farm. Okay, the first step that Patrick's going to tell you is do what? Go to landandfarm.com. Okay, you're going to put in your zip code at landandfarm.com. You're going to put in your specs. You're going to put in your price range, 200 to 400,000, and you're going to put in your minimum and maximum acres. Okay. After you do that, you're going through that. You got your farm. You found your farm. You're happy. You got through the closing. You got the keys. You're at the farm. Now what's next? And notice that I'm saying what's next. I didn't even talk about animals yet. I didn't even talk about seeds. I'm talking the things that you have to do. Okay. Because the infrastructure has to be in place. So now, you go to fsa.usda.gov, and now we're going to get our farm track number. Okay, once we get our farm track number, now we're in line to begin to get some help. Okay, at this point, you're going to begin to reach out to the NRCS. So now we're we're ready for the NRCS. NRCS. Okay. NRCS is short for National Conservation. I think it's conservation or natural resource. And their job is really just to help farmers, right? Like their whole job. Like I'm gonna show you my binder. Okay, this is my binder for my new conservation plan, right? This particular conservation plan is for a hoop house. Okay, so just let you know it's real. I'm not just talking. And if you've been on our channel long enough, you know that if you come here, we're gonna give you the facts. We want for our brother and sister. We want for ourselves. We know the quality of life that we have since we've been on our farm, and we want to make sure that we share that with everyone else. Okay, so land and farm, got our farm. FSA, got our track number. Now, in between your track number and the NRCS, okay, so NRCS whole job is to support farmers and to aid you in being successful. Okay, so their job is to see what you're doing, keyword, see what you're doing, and then see how they can step in to help. Okay, so that means at this point you have to be doing something. Okay, so after you get your farm track number, however you plan on farming, it's time to begin. If that's fruit trees in an orchard, if that's vegetables, if that's livestock, if that's aquaponics, if that's hydroponics, and now everybody's into the hemp, whatever it is, at this point, you are ready for NRCS. But NRCS helps you if you are doing something. So what I mean by that, so at our particular farm, we had perimeter fencing. Our farm had been established in 1908, okay? And it was a huge cattle farm. And we had perimeter fencing, and they let the cows graze all 31 acres, okay? It was cows all over the property. Well, when I brought our 8 cows here, actually our 9 cows here, they were all over the property. So what I did was initially we sectioned off a front part because I'm still getting used to the animals. I had only had cows since like December, okay? And so in July, I was on a farm with cows, like 9 cows with horns. So there was still some learning curve in there, right? So we kept them up close in a small paddock, all 9 of them. And interact with them. They got used to my voice and that kind of thing. So when the USDA NRCS officer came out, they saw that drag the water hose over to them, fill up the water. That's a problem. I got to drag it. If I'm not there to drag it, oh, that's a bad thing because cows can't get water, and then you can have a fatality, right? So the representative's asking me questions. What challenges are you having? I'm having challenges with water. I'm having challenges with fencing. I would love to have them on more acres. Even though I have 31 acres, I don't want them just roaming, right? So that's a problem. So from the NRCS representative to help me solve those problems, then they looked at cross fencing, okay? So the first thing they said was, hey, we want your cows to graze the entire, let's say the 20 acres. We'll say 11 acres. Let's go for the 20 acres. We want them to graze the 20 acres. To do that with perimeter fencing, that means they can't get out. But if we do that, they're going to overgraze, okay? And they're going to eat all your grass. And then in the winters, you're not going to have any grass. And trust me, you won't. Okay. So with the NRCS, then they came to say, okay, let's do cross fencing. So there was a grant out there for cross fencing, okay? And they rank you based off your county and the number of farmers in your county. So we got that. I think at that point we might have got like $3,500 worth of cross fencing. Okay, so we got that from NRCS. We're doing our cross fencing. The cows are now moving in the different paddocks. Well, we have a huge creek, Line Creek, that goes through, like literally goes through our property, the width of our property. Well, when I open up the cows to the rest of the paddocks, the cows would then go down in the stream and drink the water. It's fine with me. I had to drag a water hose way down there, right? Well, Line Creek eventually does go to a water source. Okay, with they going to a water source, that means that they are drinking water, but if they're drinking water, they're defecating and urinating in that same water. Well, that's going into the drinking water at some point downstream or upstream. It ain't mate, but somewhere they're consuming that water. So now NRCS says we can't allow that to happen. So now we're going to give you additional fencing to block off your cows from going into the stream. Okay, so once they block the cows, now I had another problem. Where are the cows going to get water from? So here comes the next conservation plan. So now they gave me it's called a heavy use area. Okay, a heavy use area is where now they've given money for me to run irrigation irrigation from my well behind my barn in an area where I can have a water trough, and now my cows can come to that water trough. So again, first problem was I was grazing in too small of a space, so we opened it up with cross fencing. Second problem, now that big grazing space, they're going into the water. That's a natural water flow to the municipality somewhere. They blocked that off. So now they solved that problem by giving me water. Now, then another one with NRCS, and you got to get in contact with NRCS and your representative once they see you doing something. So now my paddocks, we're rotating the cows here. I probably, at that point, I added in some sheep. So now I got cows and sheep in there. Well, cows eat a certain way. Sheep eat a certain way. So say there's a piece of grass, my cow bites here, my sheep bites here, okay? So now I had a weed right here. Well, because the cows and sheep are not eating down here, that weed gets a chance to grow. So now my weed is here, okay? And then my grass that the cows want is short because the weeds are out. So now it's overshadowing. So this grass is starting to die, right? Okay, so there's another grant called herbaceous weed control, okay? And so with the herbaceous weed control, then they come in and they give me seeds, right? To plant certain seeds that will smother the weeds, and now it's more grass growing inside of it. So again, NRCS whole job is to help you with any challenges that you have while you're farming, okay? So you got to start the farming for the NRCS. So when people say, oh man, you can't get the NRCS, yes, you can. You just have to be doing something and then they'll help you, okay? So now let's go into this NRCS website. Oh, and that's a commercial break. We do have new products at yourfaithfarms.com. So please make sure you go to our website, yourfaithfarms.com. Okay, so we're on the NRCS website. And from here, we need to find out how do we get to our representatives, okay? So I'm going to go to programs, okay? And under programs, you see Farm Bill, landscape initiatives, financial assistance, technical assistance, easement, landscaping, planning, and so forth. So we're going to go down to technical assistance. And then once technical assistance comes up, then we're going to look over here. So under technical assistance, of course, it kind of gives you the introduction, and it tells you what is conservation technical assistance, okay, and who needs it. Farmers, who's a new farmer? That's you. Ranchers, okay, local government, tribal governments as well, okay. And now from there, it's going to no, I'm working, son. Now from here is going to show you what programs that you qualify for, okay? So pardon me one second. Let me go back in here. Okay. So now it's going to show you the programs that you qualify for, okay? And once you know what programs you qualify for, then you can apply. So let's go with I did the equip. Let's go with equip. Let's see if I can pull that up. Pardon me, you all, for going off script for just a second. So let's go to equip. Okay. And this particular equip that I have is for the hoop house. So the hoop house that we're getting now is going to be a 36 by 100 foot hoop house. Now, we've already had one before but we lost it in one of the storms. But now we're getting it back again. So here's EQIP Environmental Quality Incentive Programs. And then it shows you all of the EQIP programs that you can qualify for. Cover crops, forest improvement, prescribed grazing, irrigation. Okay, how to get started. High tunnel initiative, organic initiative, air quality initiative, landscape initiatives, on-farm energy initiatives. Okay, so there's several different programs that you can qualify for the EQIP. Now, I believe that I have downloaded for a program where you can everything that EQIP gives you. Okay, let's see if I can find it. Oh, 5 steps for assistance. Okay, and I'm gonna see if my computer skills are good enough. I should be able to bring that up on the screen. So, okay, here we go. And then let's click on the share. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing for just a second, and then I'm gonna share my screen again, and it should let me pick. Okay, here we go. All right, there we go. Okay, so this particular, okay, there we go. So it says 5 steps to assistance. How to get assistance from NRCS for farms, ranches, and forests. So I'll put a link to this in the description of this video, but you go right through these steps. You're going to get your NRCS representative. My NRCS representative represents like Fulton County, Douglas County. So you're going to have a representative. Like these are people that don't exist. They already exist. They're helping farmers out there. Once you get in contact with them, then they're going to help you. They're going to come to your farm. They're going to walk your farm. They're going to see what problems you're having, and their whole job is to help you with those problems. Okay. All right. A unicorn lady. Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope all is well. Okay. So now let's go to the next one. So we've gone to land and farm, right? And we found our farm. Then we went to the FSA office and we got our farm track number. Now we're on the NRCS, NRCS.USDA.gov. Now we're beginning to get our grants. And so we're at year number 6. And from 2014 to year number 6, the heavy use area grant, the fencing grant, the high tunnel grant twice, the herbaceous weed control grant. So we've gotten several of the grants along the way. So just to let you know, it can be done. All right. So now I'm going to show you all what's the next thing that you should do. Okay. So let me bring up the website again. All right. Let's go here. All right. Now, you want to make sure you have a EIN number. Okay. So because your farm is going to set you up for some tax benefits, you want to make sure you have an EIN number. And you can get your EIN number by going to the IRS.gov. So what we're going to just do, we're going to say IRS EIN number. Okay. All right. Okay. And yeah, it's on the screen. There we go. And so don't go to these top ones. These are ads. These are people trying to get you. Hey, Val, welcome, welcome. I'm just kind of give everybody the truth about how you can get started and how you can save some money along the way. So you're going to go to irs.gov, and you're just really going to follow the steps from here. So you're going to apply for your EIN number. I mean, it's simple. It's 3 steps. Determine your eligibility, understand the online application, submit your application. You get the EIN number in 1 day, but you have to do that. Let me tell you why you have to do that, you all, because the next thing that you're going to do, you're going to go for your tax exempt. Wait a minute, Patrick. Yes, tax exempt. Now that you are a farmer on a farm, you are tax exempt. Okay. So here in Georgia, it's called the gate card. Okay. And the gate card stands for Georgia Agricultural Tax Exemption. And I'm telling you all, it's tax exempt. So when I go purchase anything that's related to the farm, then it is tax exempt. So you see it on the screen now. And you just need your tax ID number. Uh-oh, Patrick just got that for us, right? You had to go back to get that EIN number for your tax exempt, okay? You just have to have a valid email address, and the service is free, okay? The tax exempt now, the new application, I think they did $150. When I started in 14, it was $20, but it's $150, but it's tax exempt anywhere that you go where you're buying products or services for the farm, you're tax exempt. So whatever state that you're in, go ahead and put in tax exempt. So Unicorn and Val, if you have any questions about where to go to start looking for farmland, put it in a chat and I'll let you know, or any questions that you have. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the chat landandfarm.com. Okay, that's where you want to go first, landandfarm.com. Once you get there, you're going to put in the zip code that you prefer to live in. And from there, you can put in the number of acreage, and you can put in there like, what do I qualify for? If you qualify for $200,000, don't get discouraged. You can find a farm with land for $200,000. You just got to begin to look. After you do that, you're going to go to fsa.usda.gov. That's the FSA office. Let me make sure I gave it to you right. Okay, yeah, that's the USDA office. And you're going to get your FSA number. Okay, after you do that, then you're going to go to irs.gov. Okay, and from there, you're going to get your EIN number. You want your EIN number. Then you want to make sure I gave you NRCS.usda.gov. That's where you get all your grants. Okay. Now, there are other places where you can get grants. These are places that I've been, and I've been successful, and I know they're there. Now, there's one more. I had a call today. Someone asked me today about beginning farmers, the grants for beginning farmers. Now, when we purchased our farm, we didn't have any grants, and we saved some money and purchased our farm. But there are links at the USDA for beginning farmers. And I'm going to put this, it's actually on the screen right here, you all. See, it says beginning farmers and ranchers loans. Okay. Here's the fact sheet. Here's the application, direct farm ownership loan. Okay. Farm ownership. Then after you get down in here, they have beginning farmer, they have minority farmers. I'm going to put that link right here inside the chat. I have not used those. But you can use them. There are some people that have used them that have been successful. Once you get your farm, there's loans for youth farmers. So say you have a youth and you want to get a loan for them. There's a $5,000 loan you can get for a minor to do some farming activity. So say your 14-year-old wants to start a bee business. You can get a $5,000 loan to start that minor's bee business right from the USDA. Okay, so yeah, I'll keep going. Still here listening while I work. Okay, I see you, Unicorn Lady. So make sure that you exhaust the USDA website. Make sure you exhaust the USDA website. Okay. After you find your land, when it's time for livestock, and let me just talk to livestock, and then we'll close you all out for the day. When you are purchasing livestock, this is a Your Faith Farm suggestion. Do not go to the auctions. Okay. This is just my personal recommendation. Do not go to auctions to buy your livestock. If it's at an auction, there's a couple of things that's already in motion. That particular farm has no use for that animal anymore, so they're getting rid of it. That animal has some health conditions, so they're getting rid of it. The farmer has an abundance of that particular livestock, and they're getting rid of it. Okay. In most of those scenarios, if not all of them, they are getting rid of that livestock that you're going to purchase. My preference and what we have done at our farm, and we've been successful. We go directly to farms that are farming that particular kind of livestock to purchase our livestock. Couple reasons. You know, I am from East St. Louis. So I like to go see somebody that I'm about to spend some money with. And if it don't go good, I know where I need to come back to. And now that's just me now. But if I come give you $2,000 for a milking cow, and she's milking while she's at your farm, I put on a trailer, I take her home. First day, she's a little nervous. Okay. But 2 weeks later, she still ain't milking. That's a problem, right? So I know exactly where to go back from. Also, when I'm coming to your farm, so when you go to the auction, I don't know that animal's now at the auction place. I don't know the living conditions. But if I'm at your farm, the first thing we do, we roll our window down, we're doing a sniff test. What does it smell like? Does it smell? You know, so we're doing, is it flies all around, right? Because that's going to show me there's some disease going around. You know, are you doing rotational grazing where the chickens are out there scratching through the manure, eating? So I'm looking for certain things. Is the animal limping? Do I see needles on the ground? Do I see bags of feed all over the place? Because in about 30 to 45 seconds, I can tell what kind of operation you're running at your farm. You could have said organic on the ad, all organic, all natural, you know, all this good. But when I pull up to the farm, there's needles on the ground. I see animals limping. I see the torches flying around, right? I can smell death in the air. So then I know this is not a farm for me. But if I come and I see the animals are coming to the farmer, when they're talking, that's why we're having a conversation. Then I'm learning the personality of those animals, because once I take them to a new place, my place, if they're flighty, as soon as they get off the trailer, they're flying. They're running through the woods, right? So I'm looking to see all these different characteristics, and you can do that at the farm with that farmer, but you don't know that when you're buying something from the auction. So I highly recommend when it's time to get your livestock, you go to the farm directly and to buy it. Now, seedlings, if you're just going to do a garden, where do you get seedlings from? And these places I'm telling you about, I don't get any endorsement from them, but I've had good success. For seedlings, all organic, I'm typing it in the chat, Banner Greenhouse, bannergreenhouse.com. Okay. All organic seedlings. It takes about 2 days to 5 days for them to get to you, but they're all organic. Now, some people say, man, Pat, you giving up the game. No, I'm not. I'm not giving up the game. You should be able to eat. The first thing that you do when you get a farm, you need to be able to feed your family, right? If you can feed your family, then the abundance of what you have, then you sell. But if you're growing it just to sell, you're not going to enjoy it anyway, because it becomes work. And farming, organic farming, is work, right? So Banner Greenhouse has seedlings. They're all organic. You can pick the kind that you want. You order them. You can get a good jump on that. If you want seeds, there's other places where you can go just to get seeds. Some people use Johnny's seeds. Okay, you can just, I'm the type of stuff that you can Google inside for. You can go to Johnny Seeds, and they have, sometimes they got heirloom seeds, etc. But you can go there. But what you want to make sure you stay away from is Bonnie's. Okay, Bonnie's is a company. I just don't recommend Bonnie's, right? You see them at Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, True Value. I would stay away from those, because a lot of times you see those seedlings, they look good when they're outside of Home Depot, but by the time you get them home, they're dying in the car. You put them in the ground, they're dead, etc. So you want to stay as far away from that as possible. Okay, so I hope that you all enjoyed this quick video. We have recorded, so it's going to be up there. These are just some tips that you need that could save you $50,000 on your farm. So again, just a quick recap. If you are looking for a farm right now, you're in your subdivision, looking for a farm, the most consistent website to go to is landandfarm.com. Okay, that's landandfarm.com. After you get your farm, you've had the closing, you moved in, now you're going to go to your FSA office. That's FSA office to get your farm track number. And that's TRACT, track number. That track number is going to identify your location, and it's going to open you up for all of the benefits for farms in your area. And I don't think I shared this before, but see, once you get that farm track number and that farm bill passes, you know, stuff we don't pay attention to. And Congress just passed a farm bill. It's $19 trillion. We don't pay attention to that. But if you have your farm track number and you are identified in your county as a farm and there's some money coming down from drought, the big farmers get their drought money and it keeps trickling down, and you got a 10-acre farm, and whatever your drought money is for the 10-acre farm could be $1,000 that you weren't even planning for, right? If there's comes down, now you can get that COVID money. Okay, so that farm track number is extremely important. Then your EIN number. Make sure you have your EIN number. You just go to irs.gov. It's only 3 steps in there. Get your EIN number. After you have your farm track number, your EIN number, now you're ready for NRCS. That's the conservation agency. Here's mine. Like this is my 56 one. Okay, this is my plan. And you know what? Y'all know I don't mind sharing. Okay, so if you see on this screen, I don't know if y'all can see that, but you see that's like $5,000, right? So it's $5,000 I've been approved for a hoop house. You're going to be approved for one as well. So it doesn't matter. Once they come out, you're going to be approved for it. You get it, put it on your land. This is their job, right? This is their job to do. So you get your NRCS for your farm track number. Then we talked about getting your tax exempt. So whatever state that you're in, you just Google agriculture tax exempt, and it's going to tell you North Carolina, South Carolina, wherever you are, the tax exempt status that you get for being a farmer. That's a Tractor Supply, Home Depot, Lowe's. You put in your phone number and you get that taxes off. Now, at the end of the year, you file your taxes and you get that benefit as well. So I hope that this has been beneficial with you. Please make sure you subscribe to our channel, Your Faith Farms. Make sure you click on notification. I'm going to share as much as I can with you all, and I'm going to give you the truth every time because I want you to be successful. I want you to enjoy what we have enjoyed and being successful and feeding our families. And I'm going to help you along the way how to be profitable. Within the first 2 years of our farm, we were already in profit mode, right? It takes some businesses 5 to 6 years, but in the first 2 years, we're in profit mode. And the way that you do that is making sure that you structure it properly and the correct way along the way. And at Your Faith Farms, we're going to show you the correct way. So please make sure you subscribe, click on the notification button. And then if there's any more information in the chat, before we go, I do have to give you all my ad. Let's show you our ad. We do have some new products. It wouldn't show you our products, right? At yourfaithfarms.com. And at Your Faith Farms, we have products for the men and for the ladies. We have our new shirt. You know, our tagline is "Here We Grow." So you hear us saying "Here We Grow" all the time. So now it's popping up right now. We have our fulfillment sponsor. That's our front yard, you all. So that's the view we wake up to every day. But if you scroll up on our website, you see the Your Faith Farms merchandise. These are the gator. You know, the gator, you wear it around your neck, and then when you need to pull it up, it can come up as a mask. So we have it in black and green, and we have it in pink and green. Okay, and then we also have these are bandanas that you can tie on your head and say "Here We Grow," or you can tie it on your face. You can wear it on your face as well. And then we have our shirts in pink and green or black and green. "Here We Grow." So thank you again for visiting Your Faith Farms. Please make sure you click subscribe, click notification, give this video a like. We have all the information inside so we can share and help you. Someone asked how many acres needed to be considered a farm. There's no set amount of acres. There's some farms in Metro Atlanta that are 1 acre. Okay, a farm is denoted as having a farmer. So in certain cities and certain counties, you can have an acre, half an acre, and you can be considered a farm. There's a lot of the urban farms that are concrete in the city, but they're a farm. So a farm denotes that it has a farmer. So you are a farm. You are the farmer. You have a farm. Okay. Any other questions? Unicorn says, thank you so much. Thank you, Unicorn. Brandon says, peace, brother. Thanks for the information. I hope it helps. Please share this with someone. Send me information, questions. I will answer your questions. Okay. And I will show you where to go to find those answers, because I want to be a resource for every family to get back like it used to be. All of us lived on farms, and our families, we lived a lot longer, a lot healthier, because we ate what we grew and raised. This is Your Faith Farms. Here we grow 30 acres and a mule. I'm Patrick, signing off. Thank you all. Click subscribe and share. Peace.